Okay, I'm going to do a little short video about these little incense balls that we're going to start selling soon. Using cemento and regular tap water. You guys know me, I don't like to get complicated here. So the incense ball, the top and the bottom combined, it's 540 grams of cemento and 135 grams of water. I'm going to be using some blue and gold acrylics today because I kind of like how the blue and gold looks, and I don't have any, so I'm going to pour my water in now. I kind of like pouring it in since I'm doing two. I like to get the water going a little bit earlier, and just kind of makes it a little bit easier to pour. So I'm going to be using this same blue and gold acrylics I use. It's by Apple Barrel, and the gold is by Folk Art. So while the other one just sits there and kind of percolates a little bit, it's not going to harden up in the amount of time it's going to take me to do this one. It's actually going to look a lot smoother when I come to stir it than it does when I do it like this. So one of the things I learned about this mold is you do not fill this all the way up to the top. You go close to the top, but you don't go all the way up to the top, because you want those little pegs to be sticking through. Makes it a little easier to demold it. Then I don't have to file the holes out. Because the first couple I did, I filled them up a little bit, and then I had to file the holes out a little bit. So I'm not going to use as much blue as I used in the soap dishes. Nor am I going to use as much gold as I used in the soap dishes. But I am going to do about this amount. So not too bad. I can tell you how much that is. I can weigh these because I weighed it from the last video, and I'll give you those measurements when I demold it. I like pouring the bottom kind of about halfway up, and then I'll pour the top because I want to get a lot of that good movement in the paint in the bottom piece. And I like these molds because I can see the sides, so I know how far it's filled up and that we don't have any air bubbles. So the ones that got covered up, I'll have to do a little filing to get those to look cool. And this one, yeah. Yeah. Normally I'm doing this in a workshop, but today and I don't have to worry about videoing, but today I wanted to get these videos done, so I'm not working in the workshop. And I'm not too worried about being messy. That looks pretty good. Move it a little bit, make sure we're nice and flat. See, in this one I don't want to fill up all the way to the edge. This one I don't care if I fill it up to the edge. Got a couple little bubbles right there. Come on. That's one. And you see, this one has been just sitting here percolating a little bit. See, it's perfectly fine. And then it's not going to harden up in the amount of time it takes me to pour. So, in this way, it kind of speeds up my process a little bit. Just making sure nothing's stuck to the bottom of this one. I kind of like these little incense balls. I got an order for a bunch of them, so I'm going to have to make quite a few in the next week or so. I may have to get me another set so I can speed up this process a little bit. I like to have, when I'm starting to do things like this, I may like to have like 10 molds at a time so I can do them 10 at a time and knock them out and get them done. See, that's kind of my, if you guys want to see, I pour this pretty thin. But that's how I kind of like doing it. This works for me. I know some people don't like them that thin. I prefer it this thin. And I'll weigh these containers when I get done, so you'll get a average per incense ball. And I'll weigh those when I get done. I reused my sticks. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. Lots of blue, a little bit of gold. I'm going to pour about half into here. And then I'm going to go back and do the top. So that's about half. Oops, went too far. That's okay. Okay. I do like cleaning the edge off a little bit. Saves me the hassle when I get done to have to file those edges. So that's it for those two. I will demold these in about 3 hours, and then I'll do the demold, tack it on the end of this video. And then I'll show you guys how I seal them. But that'll be later. Okay, bye. Okay, now we're going to demold these globe incense trays, holders, whatever you want to call them. So, demolding's pretty easy. I like to go all the way around, break that seal on these guys. And we gotta just work it up. And I like to just roll it. And it just kind of rolls off. Okay, that looks pretty good. A lot of nice blues and golds in there. Nice inside. Ooh, I like that piece. Really looks good. I'm going to do the bottoms first. Bottoms are easier, so I'm going to do bottoms first. So I just go around break the seal. And then just pick a spot and start rolling it up and holding until you get a decent amount up there. Then I just roll it. So you're trying to get it over the lip. Once you get it over the lip, see, it just kind of pops right off. Okay. So this one less on the outside, but pretty good. I like that. It's still pretty good. Not on the inside. So that one looks pretty good. Now these are a little bit more of a, it's the same concept, except we got these little peg holes that'll pop out after we invert this thing up. So do the same thing. Grab it, hold it, grab it, hold it. Till I get about half of it or 2/3 of it or whatever, and then just roll it up. See, so this one's not going to have as much blue in it. It's not too bad. Now we're dealing with the little pegs inside, so you just got to pull them up, pull them up, pull them up, and then they pop right out. I just pop it right back. There we go. Okay, so that one's got a little blue on the top, not that much. What I'll do is I'll probably match it with this one because it's not as bright. We'll see what this other one looks like. This one has a sea more blue, so we'll see how it looks. And if I don't like it, I'll just re-pour a top or re-pour a bottom. Do whatever we need to do. So it's not a real big deal. If you don't like how it looks, just redo one side of it or redo the whole thing, or work from that point. Yeah. There we go. You just roll it off. You gotta remember we got the little pegs in there. So this one's pretty good. I like it. The other one's cool. It's not as bright, but it's okay. So I think this one, I'll match it with that one. Looks okay. And if we match it with this one may be a better match. That's how we do those. And as you see, we still have to deal with these little holes. So I'm going to get my little file set out again. My little file set, nothing fancy. And I like to deal with these from the inside. And just file them out a little bit. Watch your fingers. Make sure you don't poke yourself in the hand. I like to poke it through with a little support behind it. See, so now we know where the little holes are. Now go in from the inside. See, normally they just pop right out. It's like what I do with the pots when I use the little glue dot. So we can work this one a little bit more. I'm not trying to be perfect because the idea is keep it a little rustic. You can work the holes with them and make them a little bit nicer. Just take your time. That looks pretty good. And we'll do the same thing over here. See, most of them came out except for these two. So I just poke it through gently. And sometimes, see, they just pop right out. You don't gotta do anything with them. So that's those. I'll seal those in probably about a week or so. I'm go clean the molds, get the molds cleaned up. I may re-pour this top for this one to get some more blue in it. Or I got a couple other options I can do work with that, so I'll just go with it as it is. Kind of cool. So that's it. I'll do a sealing one later in a few days after these guys dry. Okay, bye.